doesn't do anything unless it's heads. Which I don't know how to judge that card, because it's gonna cost us 1 unless it's... No, okay, so it's a 1 mana draw a card. Unless it's heads, then it's a 0 mana. Or 0 action. While this is in your hand, apply 2 composure to a random argument whenever you prepare a card. I don't think we have a way to prepare cards, so we probably don't want to have this one. Actually, I haven't done that yet. Could you just, like, do that random? Like, in the game? Or is that, like, an ability prepare? I don't know. Raw. Flip your lucky coin. Okay, so... I don't know, man. This forces us to flip every time we draw it. And we can't clear it out of our hand. So that's just gonna clog up our deck. Now, there's reasons you might want to have those types of cards in your deck. But at this point, I don't think any of these are particularly any good. At best, this is gonna draw us a card for free. At worst, this is replacing itself, but it's gonna cost us. So that's not really good. I have no clue when this is gonna be good and how to prepare that card, so I'm not gonna take it. And then this could turn out horrendously. So no, we're just going to decline that, which is always an option. Because we don't want our deck full with cards that don't work with what we're trying to achieve. And so we're going to keep our deck leaner. So we're going to decline here, gain 10 shills instead. So we're actually going to gain money. Well, you want to get your superiors involved? They just double the fee. But fine, Grifter, have it your way. But you better have some work papers, else the only thing I'm authorized to give you is a kick in the seat. Now, you could have more questions and explore a bit deeper. Now, for the interest of this video, I don't think that's really useful. That's for you guys to explore. What I want to do is just give you a good idea about this game and then give you my opinion on it and whether or not you should buy it and who it's for exactly. But for now, we pressed on the button, so I've been on the road a long time. Let me rest these old bones a minute while I get my bearings. You've got 5 minutes. We have a strict no loitering policy. So we're not going to ask anything. We're just going to show them our papers. So are you going to give me your papers, or am I going to give you a very bad day? No need for hostilities, friends. I'm here by invitation. See for yourself if you like. You pulled a signed work visa from an oilskin wallet you carry for such purposes. Looks legit. Who exactly are you meant to report to? So, here's an interesting couple of opportunities here. So, you're here to work security, and in that case, we will receive Blacklist, which is a certain negotiation card that says take names. Playing this card against a new unique character adds their name to the list. And take names gains 1 damage for each name taken. Oh, that's really interesting. And then once we play it, it's expended, which means that we can't use it again in the negotiation, which is interesting. And you could say you're here to dig, and then you will receive a shovel, which is a unique attack card for your combat deck, which says deal 2 bonus damage per empty cell, gain 2 defense per charge. Now, I like this. Because the way I played it last time, negotiating first, whenever you have a chance, you will often have the opportunity to reduce the amount of people that you're gonna fight eventually, and that will help you finish your run. So I kind of believe that very good cards, even though it's 2 action, and it currently just does 2. Over time, this will be a very good card. Every time we interact with somebody new and we use this card in a negotiation, we will add 1 damage, which is insane by the end. This is going to be like a finishing card. Now, the shovel is interesting, but it doesn't grow over time. And so I think working on that negotiation, a card like this is too good to pass up. So we're going to pick that. Do I look like a common laborer to you? I'm reporting to Lelen Falemo directly. No way. Falemo? No way someone like you. Her eyes glance down at your work visa again, and this time she reads the fine print. I mean, of course you are, sir. We better hurry this thing along. Falemo doesn't like to be kept waiting. And apparently Falemo is the Spark Baron's regional manager. So we gained the Blacklist card. I still gotta search you though. You got anything to declare? Okay, so now we have a couple of options. So we could upgrade the negotiation card, receive an amnesiator. All right, so then destroy it after one use. So destroy really means remove from the game. So it will be out of your deck forever, which is good. But yeah, I think it's either gonna be upgrade a negotiation card. And I'm not sure if we could upgrade a unique card. Because if we could upgrade that blacklist, man, that would be insane. Or we could go for the rugged compression gear, which would allow us to get more max health by 8 and increase max resolve by 2. Which I can tell you definitely matters. You know what? I'm not sure if we can upgrade unique cards. I don't think so. So that's the advantage of having played it a bit already. So we're gonna go for a safe choice here. So more health and more resolve. Right, so we're gonna take our leave. So am I free to go? Yeah, whatever. Thank you, officer. It's been a pleasure. But don't try anything funny in there. You go through the gate, but you feel like Rikit will miss you when you're gone. So this is the overmap, right? And there's a couple of things you immediately see. First of all, the artwork's amazing, man. Just look at that. Isn't that great, man? Jesus. But we could go basically two kind of ways. So we could go to the labor office or the Baron regional headquarters. Apparently, Falimo is an old friend of ours, and we could check in with him. Let's see. So let's actually go to Falimo because we already named him, name dropped him to the guard. As you enter the official looking building, you are stopped by an armed guard. Stay there and state your business, Grifter. Show Lopley, which is this lovely person right here, your papers. The official sort, my good soldier, nothing to fret about. You show Lopley your signed papers, she somehow studies them while still fixing you with a suspicious glare. I do wonder how that works. This checks out. Very well. You step inside. Alright, thanks. So here you see, so we can interact with all these people, but the interesting thing is that most of these people can have a disposition towards us. So this guard Lopley over here, she's currently neutral, but there are ways for us to improve or deteriorate that relationship. And let's say that we would later down the line have a fight in this area. Actually, if she was friendly with us or an enemy of us, she could either join us or fight against us as well. So that also adds a very interesting dynamic to it. But we're gonna have a chat with Falimo, who's apparently a visitor here as well, because he has our quest. Falimo is easy to recognize, even though the years have been a little too kind to him. You spot him slapping at a drink like a contented salamander. Well, isn't that what he is? I see you've gone up in the world since discharging, eh, rookie? Rook, you old scoundrel, you finally made it. So that's us. Figured you'd be able to move faster than that, even with that bum leg of yours. Ducktown's a long way from here, Falimo. And that's Captain Rook to you, even if we're both retired. I'll call you Royal Highness if you can get the job done. Enough fiddle-faddle. Let's get you to work so you can see what I'm up against. So, you know, we're just gonna work for Falimo. You wouldn't have called me out here if it weren't for something interesting. I'll take the job. Excellent. If there's anyone who can get to the bottom of this, it is you. I have a couple of things that need doing. So now we have two options here. We have a first one opportunity, the Wild Pack of Baron Dogs, which is a battle. We will be rewarded for 75 shills and be restored for 20 health or 10 resolve, depending on how we choose to resolve that. Now, it says battle and its difficulty. So a pack of auto dogs has malfunctioned and is terrorizing the bog. Okay, so that's fine. Now, the fact that it's a battle doesn't mean that we can't, at some point in the whole encounter or on our way there, use or resolve or a negotiation deck. So this is specifically a negotiation. Falimo wants you to scare off a Rise recruiter who's been sniffing around one of the work sites. So we would be rewarded for 65 shills. We would get a new card, Crackler. Ooh, dang. That's a 6 to 12 damage card. Increase the target's panic meter by damage done. We'll get to the panic meter. in the combat and destroy after 1 use. So this is a one-shot, and we don't get as much money. And we don't get healed as well. Now, let's go for the battle because we did a negotiation first. The executives keep wondering when we'll come up with another automech, you know? Our most successful enterprise, and it was brought to us by a laborer. No small wonder, labor without the labor disputes, as it were. Please, they're virtually useless without a handler. Blameless automatons. Jesus, I can't speak any longer. To keep the directors happy, we came up with the dogs, but they have the unfortunate habit of going feral. Sounds lovely. And wouldn't you guess the blasted things know the bog better than anyone living? We have reports there's a whole colony loose, preying on wayward laborers. Bad for morale, not to mention attendance, I should say. Indeed. Well, I'm sure you know what I'm asking. So here we can accept it. We could still decline. We're going to accept. Get to that battle. You should be able to track the pack from here. Okay. Must have been violent if you're using euphemisms, old chap. The less said about that, the better. Oh, but when you destroy the chassis, be sure to salvage the core. We can run a diagnostic and likely as not repair the model. Done. So, there's one more person here since last time, no? Isn't that? Oh, he's a vendor. So yeah, we can also buy Spark Baron equipment, which is a faction in the game. Ooh, wait, targeting core? All non-player characters will prioritize this target. Okay, so we're gonna come back to this, but basically you can get allies or hire mercenaries to help you in your battles and in your negotiations as well, which is pretty interesting. So now we only have another option to go to this wild pack of Baron dogs, which is our mission currently. So the other opportunity here disappeared. I don't know if that's permanent. There are opportunities that will disappear, and you only have one shot to go do them. But that's not one of them. So maybe we get another opportunity later. So you find signs of recent struggle in the clearing. Bloody scraps of metal and clothing are strewn about, and the distinct odor of ozone hangs heavy in the air. You're kicking over a particularly grisly piece of scrap when you realize that you are not alone. Kilka eyes you warily. She's a rice pamphleteer. Okay, these are, I guess, all pamphlets. What are you doing here, Grifter? You see this carnage? This is what you're working for. I should teach you a lesson. She reaches for her weapons. Now, okay, so we could already start fighting, but as I said before, we have an opportunity here to really get in on her. Now, we also have an incentive to do that, because this is a unique person. She has a name, Kilka. She is a unique person, and that will already start boosting that specific card that we have. Even if we win, or even if we don't win, our card will have been better. So we will definitely first try to convince her to work with you. So we could turn her into an ally. Wait, we want the same thing. You don't have to like me or who I work for, but hear me out. We should hunt down the pack together. So here's a flip, and apparently it's the snails. That's so dumb, actually. It's dumb. It's so dumb, it's great, man. I love it. So her core argument is call to rise. At the start of each turn, a random card in hand costs 1 extra action this negotiation. Okay, so that's why this is 2. I was wondering, what's that from? And she will deal 4 damage to our core argument. Now, so we probably want to do this first. And then definitely apply 2 composure to defend. And then it's still gonna take 2 damage, but I guess that's fine. And deal between 1 and 3, so it's just 1. So we're just gonna end the turn. So the coin flip at the beginning and the ability to do so really adds an interesting dynamic to this fight. Okay, so she played a new argument called Brainwash, and it says insert 1 propaganda card into Rook's draw pile at the beginning of Kilka's turn. Okay, interesting. Alright, okay. So we're gonna definitely use Blacklist on that. Well, as we break it... Huh. I'm not sure how good that is. Actually, we're just gonna focus on her core argument right now. Deal 2 to it. I think I'll just jot your name down. Which she literally does in the animation. That's pretty amazing. Alright, let's just do another damage. There we go. So now we're gonna take 4. Which is fine, we're at 30. That will get us at 30. Okay, so prepare a card, swap its cost with discard's cost. Okay. Oh, so... Okay, so how would this work? Choose a card in your hand and move it to the prepared position leftmost. So... She's at 9. She's gonna deal 4 to us. We could probably play the propaganda, apply this, then do it this way. I think we should flip first, so this deals more. So that's, I think that was an optimal turn. Even though we're 1 over due to the flip. And the armor gets lost at the end of the turn. So now we actually do want to flip again. Okay, so that's... Oh, so that's for the rest of the combat. Okay. So I think we could improvise. So this is an interesting card as well. So improvise is a mechanic where you would get a choice between all of these options. You won't get to choose between all of them. You'll get a selection of those. So if you would improvise... Oh, okay. So we could flip the coin just on its head, basically. Or draw 2, which could be interesting as well. I think we want to do this, because that will deal 1. And then have a high chance of finishing him off, or her off.